No, always happy to get the win. Obviously, there's tons of things to take away and work on. But group's getting better. Each game's a new test. But I was not happy with the effort right away. But with a new group, I think that's going to happen here and there. I was happy with how we bounced back, though.
How far ahead is this team in terms of their progress and their understanding of what they need to be doing out there, both ends of the court, compared to the last couple of years when it's been so much of a work in progress?
Yeah, I don't know how to compare. It's just a different group. It's a fun group to coach. There's a lot of energy. CB's like bouncing off the walls at practice every day. Like he likes basketball, and he likes to run around and practice, which is good. Larry can score, a lot of different ways. The freshmen, I think, have been phenomenal. Just how hard they're working and picking things up. So it's been a fun group to coach so far.
Do you feel like this is a bunch that has more options for you to work with? And if so, how does that kind of change the way things have gone for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I told the freshmen, that Larry and CB weren't able to go to Australia, so the freshmen were able to play a lot and get some reps. So I was happy to, see what they can do. And I think they're all sort of embracing their opportunities when they get them, and they work in practice. And then if you have, if you look down the bench and you just see guys that you're like, oh wow, that guy had a good day in practice, you're definitely more apt to to throw them in the game.
As far as Said is concerned, how much just easier is it for him in the offense right now in terms of the shooters he has with him spreading the floor?
Yeah, well, there's just more space. The more offensive weapons you have on the court, the harder it is for everybody to guard. I think it's definitely easier for him. I'm still not taking him out of the game, until I feel I can. But no, having shooters and guys that can do some things on their own always helps.
You had the Panzer concussion 2 years ago, and now Gasparini. How difficult of an injury is that just to deal with in terms of kind of not knowing the timetable in terms of when he's been cleared? And when was the last time he actually was able to practice or do anything physical?
Right. Yeah. No, it's a tough one. But it's actually easy. He's has a concussion and he's out, so that makes it pretty easy. He's not playing, so Jesse's getting all these minutes. Jesse's been great. We saw his energy and competitiveness when we recruited him. So it's nice that it's showing up, in college games. He works every day. He's getting better. So as much as we miss Gasparini, I'm glad, Jesse's getting reps and it's getting other guys reps too. But obviously we want, Mark back as soon as possible.
From a Princeton offense perspective, how much have you modified what we've seen in the past just to kind of accommodate for these two prolific instant scorers that you have in your squad right now?
Yeah, well, the Princeton offense, I don't know, it's kind of a misnomer. I hate to say that just because, if you're losing, it's Coach Curl's looking at this like, hey, well, that's not the Princeton offense. But essentially, it's just sharing the ball, having good guys play together. The more players you have, the better players you have. All we teach them is to share the ball and be able to do everything. So I think they're doing that. The Princeton offense, Coach Curl had pros, until the makeup of his guys changed. So, you play with what you got. So if you got guys that can go, you let them go. They need to go. They need to run back on Dito too. If you want to run, you got to run.
You knew Larry was a shooter. Has he surprised you at all with how prolific he's been offensively, not to mention scoring in other ways?
No, he was more of a scorer, to be honest. He shoots long shots for sure, but he got to the hole a ton, just in practice last year and at St. Xavier. So we knew he can do multiple things. We're trying to encourage him to, do more stuff, getting to the rim and posting and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to just, chucking up bombs.
Sam just a little under the weather today, or
yeah, I'll talk to our trainer and sort of see. But obviously, him being out for most of the game, Sam's been great for scoring points, getting rebounds, toughness. He's a really good player. So we obviously missed him today.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good See you.
You too.